Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine. Today, we are going to learn the lesson number 4, poem The Old Oak Tree by William Henry Davis. So, dear students, before starting the rhyming of our poem, let's do our pre-reading questions first. The question number 1 is, name some trees you have seen. So, dear students, if you ask me, so I have seen banyan tree, neem tree, tulip tree, sal tree, teak tree, the maple tree, the oak tree, cucumber tree, and the apple tree. The question number 2 is, which one of them do you like best? So, dear students, I like the neem tree a lot because the neem tree bears the scorching beam of sun and provides shelter to everybody. It bears the hardships all the day but provides comfort to the people sitting beneath it. It does not harm them. Okay? Now question number 3 is, which kind of things do you share with that tree? So dear students, I share all my sorrows and griefs with that tree because I'm certain that it will listen to me and it will not laugh at me as people do. Okay, dear students? Now, question number D is, whenever you feel for the people in troubles, with whom do you share your feelings? So, if you ask me, whenever I feel for the people in trouble, I share my feelings with my parents because I trust them and certainly they listen to me and gives me useful tips for securing them from hardships, pains and troubles. Now dear students, I have told you my point of view. Now you people have to tell that with whom do you share your feelings. Okay dear students? Dear students, I want you all to understand about the oak tree and have the information about the poem and the poet. So dear students, let's start with our oak tree. Students, the oak tree is one of the most loved trees in the world and with good reason. It's a symbol of strength, morale, resistance and knowledge. Throughout history, the oak has been represented in different mythologies and sometimes linked to powerful gods. The oak is considered a cosmic storehouse of wisdom embodied in its towering strength. It grows slowly but surely at its own rate. Oak is often associated with honor, nobility, and wisdom as well thanks to its size and longevity. Oaks are known to easily surpass 300 years of age, making it a powerful life-affirming symbol. The oak is a living legend representing all that is true, wholesome, stable, and noble. Symbolism aside, oak trees are important for a number of reasons. The oak tree belongs to a Quercus genus tree species. There are up to 800 species all over the world, especially in the northern hemisphere where they are native. It's a long-lived tree which can live more than 1,000 years. Okay, dear students? Now, dear students, come towards our poet William Henry Davis. So dear students, he was born on 3rd July 1871 and was dead on 26 September 1940. W.H. Davis was a Welsh poet and writer. He spent a significant part of his life as a tramp or hobo in the United Kingdom and United States, but became one of the most popular poets of his time. The principal themes in his work are observations about life's hardship, the ways in which the human condition is reflected in nature, his own tramping adventures, and the various characters he met. Davis is usually classed as one of the Georgian poets, although much of his work is not typical of the group in either style or theme. His notable works are the autobiography of a supertramp and the poem Leisure. Now, dear students, let's proceed towards the rhyming of the poem. I sit beneath your leaves, old oak, you mighty one of all the trees, within whose hollow trunk man could stable his big horse with ease. I see your knuckles, hard and strong, but have no fear, they will come to blows. Your life is long, and mine is short, but which has none, the greater was. Thou hast not seen starved women here, or men gone mad because ill fed, who stares at stone in the city streets, mistaking them for hunks of bread. Now, dear students, before moving to another stanza, let's have a glance on the very first line of this stanza. You can see a new word thou here. So, the word thou is the past use of our word you. Okay, and the another word is hast. So, hast is the past use of the use has. Okay, dear students, now come towards another stanza. Thou hast not felt the shivering backs of homeless children lying down and sleeping in the cold night air like doors and walls in London town. Knowing thou hast not known such shame, and only storms have come thy way. Methinks I could in comfort spend my summer with thee, day by day. Now, dear students, as you can see in this stanza, you come to know a new word thy. So, dear students, thy is a dialect form of your. Okay, in past for your we used to use thy, and another word which is thee. So, students, thee is the dialect form of you as a singular object of a verb or preposition. Okay, now come towards another stanza. To lie by day in thy green shade, and in thy hollow trunk rest at night, and through the open doorway see the stars turn over leaves of light. Now, dear students, come towards the explanation of the poem. Stanza number 1. I sit beneath your leaves, old oak, you mighty one of all the trees, within whose hollow trunk a man could stable his big horse with ease. So, dear students, in this stanza, the poet W.H. Davis, addressing the oak, says that the oak tree is the most powerful of all the trees. The poet sits in its green shaded leaves, which provides him shelter and comfort. He further says that the old oak has a hollow trunk which benefits the people. It is so big that one can easily stable even his big horse with it. Okay, dear students, stanza number 2. I see your knuckles, hard and strong, but have no fear, they will come to blows. Your life is long and mine is short, but which has known, the greater was. Dear students, in this stanza, the poet says to the old oak that it has buds or lumps which look like knuckles, a joint in a finger, but it is peaceful and it never comes to blows or resorts
to violence like human beings. He says that the oak lives a long life, but his life is very short. And while saying this, he asks the tree that whether he has suffered a lot in this life or the old oak. Okay. Now come towards stanza number 3.
Thou hast not seen starved women here, or men gone mad because ill fed,
Who stares at stones in the city street, mistaking them for the hunks of bread. Dear students, in this stanza, the poet says to the oak that you have not seen the women suffering from lack of food or hunger, and men becoming mad
because of ill food. In the city streets, they assume stones as the large piece or a chunk of bread to eat because of hunger. Means they are as much deprived that they do not even have food to eat. They are so helpless. Thou hast not felt the shivering backs of homeless children lying down and sleeping in the cold night air like doors and walls in London town. Dear students, the poet further says that the old oak has not felt the pain of those homeless children who are lying down on the roads and shivering in the cold night air and are enforced to sleep in that circumstances because they have no other option to live. They do not have any other place or a shelter to live, not have any person to look after them. Like doors and walls in the London towns remain open in the cold night air. Knowing thou has not known such shame, and only storms have come thy way. Methinks I could in comfort spend my summer with thee, day by day. So, dear students, the poet says to the old oak that don't you feel ashamed after knowing that all suffering of the people? Only the storms are there in your way. He further says that it seems to him that he could spend his summer gradually in comfort with the old oak. To stay in comfort, to lie by day in thy green shade, and in thy hollow trunk rest at night, and through the open doorway see the stars turn over leaves of light.
Students, the poet says that he spends his day by lying down and resting in its hollow trunk at night. Means he spends his whole day in its green shaded leaves and his night in its hollow trunk, and he can see the stars turning over the light from its trunk's entrance, like he can see the night changing into the day from its trunk's entrance. Okay, now dear students, come towards the new words of this lesson. The word number 1, beneath. It means in or to a place that is lower. Number 2, hollow, which means not solid, having a space or gap or cavity. Number 3, trunk, which means the main stem of a tree usually covered with bark. Number 4, stable, which means resistant to change of position or condition. Number 5, knuckle, which means a joint in the finger. Number 6, blows, which means a powerful stroke with the fist or a weapon. Number 7, woe, which means misery resulting from affliction. Number 8, hast, which means in the past the second person singular from the present tense of have, means has used to use in the past as hast. Number 9, starved, which means suffering from lack of food or hunger. Number 10, fed. Fed is the past and past participle form of feed. Number 11, stare, a fixed look with eyes open wide. Number 12, hunks of bread, a large piece or a chunk of bread. Number 13, thou, a dialect form of you as the singular object of a verb. Number 14, shivering, which means vibrating slightly and irregularly. Number 15, lying back, which means move from sitting position to flat position. Number 16, shame, which means a painful emotion resulting from an awareness of inadequacy or guilt. Number 17, thy, which means a dialect form of your. Number 18, methinks, which means it seems to me. Number 19, thee, which is a dialect form of you as the singular object of a verb or preposition. Number 20, day by day, which means gradually and progressively. Number 21, through, which means having finished or arrived at completion. Number 22, doorway, which means the entrance through which you enter or leave a room or building. Number 23, turn over, which means start or continue to run properly.
So dear students, it was all about our lesson number 4, the old oak trees, rhyming, explanation and new words. I shall come again very soon with the video of comprehension focus and vocabulary focus of the same lesson. Till then, Allah Hafiz and thank you very much.